Hey guys, so before we start, I feel like I should inform you that I am not a dad, despite what my hat says. I just thought it'd be a funny joke to have a world's greatest dad hat when I am not a dad. It's a funny joke, right? Well, I don't care if you think it's funny or not, because it's the holiday season, so you have to be nice and say it's funny, or else you'll be stoned to death with coal. That's how the tradition goes, right? I don't know, who cares? Ladies and gentlemen, Christmas is upon us, and I feel like it's a requirement as a commentary channel that I make a video about a bad Christmas movie, because, you know, that's just what everybody does. After all, nothing says festive and jolly like making fun of someone's feature film. So I started scrolling through, looking around, just seeing what I could find. And there were two Christmas movies that immediately as soon as I saw them, I knew I had to make a video about them. So this one's gonna be a bit of a twofer, a double showing, if you will. So let's get into our first little picture, but before we do, I would absolutely appreciate it if you liked this video and subscribed to the channel. Doing so actually gets you a Ramsey seal of approval, which legally makes you better than everybody else. So what better way to spend the holiday time than to be better than everyone? Enjoy your seal of approval. So this first movie is called Elf. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I mean, Elfette Saves Christmas. So just a tad bit different. Initially, when I saw the poster for this movie, I thought it was just gonna be a straight up Elf ripoff, you know, to confuse all the poor grandmas of the world just trying to buy their grandkids a Christmas movie. And this movie's kind of like Elf, but if the writers for Elf were on mushrooms when they wrote it. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I present to you Elfette Saves Christmas. God help you. So like I said, this movie starts off very similar to Elf. We're in the North Pole, it's 5 days till Christmas, and our Elfies are working really hard, all except for our main character, Elfette. She's just kind of clumsy and not good at her job, and she's constantly messing up the other elves, so they made her the wrapping paper designer to just kind of keep her out of the way.
I have some reindeer, some snowmen.
Okay, let's go with this one. Really great work.
Right, I have some new ones I wanted to go over.
Maybe next year.
And just a side note, why is her name Elfette? That is the terrible name for an elf. That'd be like someone calling their daughter Humana. Feel like there's a better name out there for her, like Joy or Sprinkle or Buddy. Anyways, Elfette is feeling a little bit frustrated because she feels like she's not really being used to her full potential at the North Pole. She kind of realizes that she's being kind of like pushed to the side. So she decides to go on a vacation to kind of just like let off steam and get away from things. I didn't know elves could take vacations, especially 5 days before Christmas, but hey, I'm not mad at anyone getting PTO, so I'll shut up. So now we find out that this evil company, Joytech, is upset that Santa keeps making their highest selling product and giving it to kids for free for Christmas.
Simply put, we just can't compete with the North Pole, their generosity.
Yeah, I guess not only is Santa real in this universe, but everybody knows that he's real, which I don't know how that would work. It's kind of weird to have a normal world, but everyone just kind of accepts the fact that there's this magical being that gives everybody what they want for Christmas. And like, if that's the case, me personally, I would just ask Santa for like a mansion or like 500 gold bars. But instead, everyone's asking Santa for Joytech's latest and greatest, which I'm not even gonna ask you guys to guess what it is because you're never gonna get it. It is a pencil phone.
Joytech presents the Pencil Phone Z.
It's a pencil and a phone.
It is a phone that is a pencil. And I mean, I feel like you gotta respect it at that point, right? Like, that is so obnoxiously stupid that you just kind of have to admire their willingness to go that far.
I miss you, Grandma.
So Joytech is so tired of their profits plummeting that they hire the mafia to kill Santa, you know, as companies do.
I'd like to introduce you to the head of our new waste management branch.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
And this dude gets straight to work. He is a professional. He goes straight to the North Pole and pretty much kills all the elves, and he even captures our jolly old man, Santa. But he just kind of holds him captive the whole movie. Like, I don't know why he didn't just kill him along with the elves, since that was the whole purpose of the mission. But you know what, I don't really mind it because it leads to amazing interactions like this.
What? Georgie? That's you?
Oh, and fun fact, Santa's played by Quentin Aaron, the guy who plays Michael in The Blind Side. So if you've ever wondered what he's up to these days, there you go. All right, so now we cut to Elfette and her best friend Sparkle, and they're chilling on the beach, having a nice little vacation.
Peppermint cheers!
But that vacation quickly gets cut short as one of the elves calls Elfette for help.
Elfette, the North Pole Mafia is here. You have to save Christmas.
So Elfette accepts her calling and goes on this super important mission to save Santa and essentially save Christmas. And this is a big deal. The whole North Pole is at stake. Christmas itself is at stake. So like you might be wondering why her friend Sparkle didn't join her for the mission.
It's all up to you, Elfette. You're the only elf that can do this.
And I honestly don't know. Especially because later on in the movie, it turns out that Sparkle is like a secret elf spy. So she's more than capable to save Santa herself. But instead she just lets Elfette, the clumsy, ditzy elf, do it. Which is just objectively a bad decision because Elfette is probably the dumbest person you could have picked to do this job.
I don't know how I'm gonna get there. Elves don't fly, and I've never driven a cart, I don't think.
So Elfette goes on her quest, which gets her into a whole bunch of hijinks. She goes to a diner.
Reindeer nugget.
She tries but fails to put gas in her car, and she meets this guy Bartholomew. And Bartholomew gives her this powerful elf device called the Twinkometer, which is a very questionable name.
It embodies the Christmas spirit and the sacred twinkle, built when Christmas was nearly destroyed by the Dark Elves centuries ago. The gig was assembled, and they used the power to protect the holiday ever since.
So this is a big deal, all right? This is like the Infinity Gauntlet for elves. With that thing, she can harness the power of the twinkle to save Christmas.
Now you must place it atop the tree where elf magic lives free. By midnight on Christmas Eve, or all that twinkles will cease to be.
By midnight on Christmas Eve. I think I understand. I'll do it.
So because she needs to put this thing on the top of a Christmas tree for it to work, she decides to head to New York, home of one of the biggest Christmas trees in the country. And I know what you're thinking. No, it's not the Rockefeller Christmas tree. It's even better. It's this random tree in the middle of nowhere. So she tries to activate the Twinkometer, but it doesn't work because she doesn't put it on top of the tree like Santa told her to.
Come on!
Again, not the sharpest tool we're working with here. So she keeps trying to make this thing work, but she gets kicked out by a racist security guard.
Can't you read the sign? No elves allowed. So go.
Which eventually leads to her getting kidnapped by the mafia.
Let's go.
And this guy's like a mafia spy. He's been stalking Elfette throughout the whole movie. But he is weird as hell. He has this creepy fascination with like eating elves.
There's just so many ways to cook an elf. We're gonna get those elves.
And for some reason he takes elf drugs multiple times in this movie. So he's a little bit peculiar, to say the least, but he destroys the Twinkometer, and now he plans to blend up Elfette into a little elf smoothie.
I see you found my cookbook.
Yes, that is real. That is part of the movie. But don't worry, Sparkle comes to save the day, and they eventually get out of there, but not before having the most painfully frustrating lack of communication I have ever seen in a movie.
Organic, all-purpose flour, 2 tomatoes.
Yeah, that bit goes on for almost a full minute, which just shows you how dumb Elfette is. By the end of it, I was actively rooting for her to die. But anyways, they get out of there, but since the Twinkometer is destroyed now, Elfette kind of loses hope and gives up on herself, which is demonstrated by this weird little musical number.
Santa Claus is coming home. Santa's coming home.
But all hope is not lost because it turns out there's a second tree that can still be used to save Christmas.
The real elf tree is in this park here.
Really?
Yes.
And it's just a normal tree. It's not even a pine tree. It's literally just like a regular tree. But nevertheless, Elfette is able to harness her inner twinkle and use the tree to unkill all the elves and teleport herself to Santa.
Wait!
How'd you two get in here?
And at this point, you might be thinking, you know, it's just her and Sparkle against 2 guys with guns. How are they gonna save Santa? And the answer is a lot simpler than you might think. She just gives the guy a gift. Like, she just gives him a Christmas present.
The Sky Express spaceship?
They don't even make these anymore.
That's it. That's all it took. I guess he was just evil because he didn't get a gift for Christmas or something, which is a little underwhelming, I know. Personally, if it were me, I would have went with Santa's plan.
All right, that's it. You two jive turkeys were made for each other. I'm taking back Christmas, suckers.
But I guess this way works too. Christmas was saved, the North Pole was restored, and everybody lives unharmed and happily ever after. Well, maybe everybody but Sparkle. So yeah, that was Elfette Saves Christmas. It was the weirdest movie I think I've ever seen. I've watched it multiple times now to write this video. Still don't 100% know what's going on. Not gonna lie. But you know, if there's anything we can take away from this movie, it's this.
I miss you, Grandma.
Okay, now we're gonna take a little bit of a shift for our second movie. This one is more of your typical, classic, normal holiday flick. And it's called I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. And as you can imagine by the title, it's about a little boy who saw his mommy kill Santa Claus. It's a horror movie. Just kidding. No, it's a movie about a little boy who saw his mommy kissing Santa Claus. You know, like the song and such. And this movie stars the Sprouse twins, so it's a little bit shocking that I haven't heard of this before. But it came out in 2001, so I feel like they were trying to ride the wave of success that Cole Sprouse had with Big Daddy at the time. But that didn't really work, and I think the reason for that is this movie kind of sucks. It's a little boring, I'm not gonna lie. It's not like aggressively bad or stupid. It's just like, meh. And like the main problem with this movie is that it could have been told in a half hour and that would have made it so much better. It could have been like a little TV special because there's a lot of filler in this movie. Really, the most exciting part of this movie is at the very end because what happens at the very end makes no sense. So you know what I'm gonna do for you guys? I'm gonna make this movie a lot more entertaining than it actually is by telling it to you guys in a couple minutes as opposed to 100. So here we go. We start off with a nice little family on Thanksgiving Day. The boys, Justin and Bobby, are playing upstairs and all the adults are downstairs. The women are in the kitchen doing their kitchen-y thing, I guess, and all the men are in the living room watching football.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
So it's a nice, happy Thanksgiving, except for these two. These two are Bobby's parents, and they hate each other. Like, really, really hate each other. As a matter of fact, their whole existence in this movie is just to be the fighting couple. And they're not even that important to the movie, but they just fight all the time. And the funniest part is that they're not even like subtle with their fighting, right? Because I feel like a normal couple, they would at least have some dignity to just hold off and be civil when they're around friends. But these two could give less of a crap. They just air out all of their dirty laundry. They know that everybody's listening and they don't care. Like, watch what happens in this scene.
Well, I'm thankful to have a real family Thanksgiving. It's been a long time.
Felix, Marie, would you like to add something?
Well, I guess I'm thankful for...
This is not the time.
Felix and I have decided to get a divorce.
Look, I don't know what's going on in their relationship, okay, but I'm gonna have to side with the father on whatever's going on because how, as the mother, do you choose the second before Thanksgiving dinner to announce that you're getting a divorce? At that point, that's just selfish. It's like you just ruined Thanksgiving for everyone. How is anybody supposed to continue the conversation from there? Also, your son? A divorce is one of the worst things that can happen to a child. And you choose to tell him like this? No calm, private conversation on why mommy and daddy are splitting up. No, just, hey everyone, we're getting a divorce, now eat your food. Tell you what, Marie, you are definitely not the world's greatest dad. And to be honest, I feel bad for Bobby and whatever the hell you're gonna put him through in the future. Okay, so now we fast forward a bit. It's a little bit closer to Christmas time and we find out that Justin's parents are having a little bit of money trouble.
I mean, we cannot borrow against the house again. You have a truck payment due. The credit cards are maxed out. Really, what are we gonna do?
I don't know.
And as you can imagine, this leads to them having a pretty big fight, taking after Bobby's folks, I guess. And so they kind of walk away from each other and separate. And Justin's dad finds their Santa costume, so he decides to put it on to make up.
Well, if it isn't Santa.
And I don't know why he thought that cosplaying as Santa would patch up their fight about their serious financial troubles, but... All right, I'm just gonna say it. I think he has a serious Santa kink. I think they are a serious Santa kink couple. Because throughout the whole movie, he keeps on pretending to be Santa in situations that don't warrant being Santa. And they always have like a weird sexual twang to it. I don't know.
Ho, ho, ho.
Whoa.
You looking for this? Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, David, thank you. Here's to the merriest Christmas ever. Love, Santa.
We got the old suit, so maybe we should really do it up right, you know?
Hello?
Ho, ho, ho!
Oh, hello, Santa.
And I know it's just for the purpose of driving the plot further, but when you look at it objectively, it's just like weird and creepy. But anyways, they make up and share a nice little kiss, which leads to our inciting incident. Justin sees mommy kissing Santa Claus. You know, like the song and such. So Justin tells Bobby about it, and they come to the conclusion that in order to keep Santa away from Justin's mom, Justin needs to be a really bad boy.
Dude, I think I figured it out. What? Your mom and Santa. How to keep him away. How? You gotta be bad. What do you mean, bad? You know, like the song says. He's making a list, he checks it twice, he's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. You've gotta be so bad that Santa won't ever come to your house.
And already, Bobby, you idiot, that logic doesn't track. Because it's not like Santa just skips your house if you've been naughty. No, he still goes to your house. He just gives you a lump of coal instead of presents. So, you know, me personally, if I were Justin, I would just let it rock. No pun intended. Because, like, mom's gonna cheat either way in this scenario, so, you know, you might as well stay quiet and get the presents. Also, I never thought about the logistics of Santa himself putting coal in kids' stockings, but that is some top-tier hating, not gonna lie. Santa's kind of toxic for that. Like, I understand skipping a kid's house when they've been naughty, but to go out of your way to stop by their house, go down their chimney, walk to their stocking, and drop a lump of coal, that's a little extra. I feel like the no presents is enough, but giving them coal just kind of feels like salt on the wound. Okay, so from now until the end of the movie, it's pretty much just Justin doing bad stuff, trying to get on the naughty list. He's constantly disobeying his parents. He gets into all sorts of trouble at school. He's constantly getting sent to the principal's office. He hangs a Santa inflatable. Yeah, he murderously hangs a Santa inflatable in the middle of the street. Honestly, Justin starts to become a little bit of a psychopath. He like attacks anything that has to do with Santa. He mails a death threat to the North Pole. And he keeps on terrorizing this poor man who's just trying to make an honest living as a Santa impersonator. He genuinely becomes like a demon child or something. Like Justin, buddy, I feel like you went a little extreme on the naughty stuff. I feel like stealing a pack of gum would have got you there just fine. Instead, this kid is damn near murdering people. Now it's Christmas Eve. Justin has exhausted himself trying to get put on the naughty list. He's killed 12 people. He's on multiple most wanted lists, but he still thinks that Santa's coming to smooch his mama. So he straight up rips a page and a half out of Macaulay Culkin's book and just Home Alone booby traps his house. And this feels so out of place. It feels like the studio execs saw that this movie wasn't gonna do well, so they just told them to put some Home Alone stuff in it to like make it feel more Christmassy. But the thing about Home Alone that made all the booby trap stuff charming and fun was the fact that it was just like this cute, innocent little kid who was defending his house against two big, scary burglars. We were like rooting for him. In this movie, Justin is just setting up traps for his poor, hardworking father who's just coming home from a hard job out of town. And he's just happy to surprise his family for the holidays. Like, it's so much more tragic if you think about it. Justin is trying to murder his father. So anyway, Justin's daddy comes home, puts on his Santa kink costume, and as you can imagine, he gets physically assaulted for 2 minutes.
Girl.
So Justin eventually comes down, and his parents are forced to tell him the truth, that it was actually Justin's daddy kissing mommy.
Justin!
Dad? You're Santa?
And that's it. That's the resolution. It just kind of feels empty. As a matter of fact, this whole movie kind of feels empty because mommy kisses Santa, kid hates Santa, kid turns bad, turns out daddy is Santa. It took 100 minutes to tell that story. But I don't even care because now comes the crazy part. Remember earlier how I said that the ending made no sense? I wasn't talking about the Home Alone stuff. I was talking about what happens after the Home Alone stuff.
Let's see. Oh, that's nice.
Santa's real in this universe. Why? Why add that? They just ended their movie with 1,000 new unanswered questions. Like, if Santa's real in this universe, why do the adults not believe in Santa? Like, for as much as the Santa situation didn't really make sense in the last movie, it was at least better than this, because Justin gets a gift from Santa. A gift magically pops up that neither parents bought. So like, how has this occurrence not happened before? How have parents not caught on to this yet? And to be fair, this is a plot hole that a lot of Christmas movies have, so I'll let it slide, but I still want to know, why the hell was Justin not on the naughty list with the real Santa? This whole movie was about Justin becoming a demon baby to prevent Santa from coming to his house. So what, just because he was well-intentioned, that excludes him from any wrongdoing? I don't think that's right. I think that's a bad way to judge the situation, Santa. Look at all the people he's terrorized. I want you to look into their eyes, Santa. I want you to look into their eyes and I want you to tell them why Justin deserved the gifts that he got. Yeah, you can't, can you? And while that might just be because you're not real and you can't respond to me, a win is a win.
A win is a win.
That's it for me, guys. I think I am all bad Christmas movied out, at least for 12 months. I'm gonna go relax and watch a good Christmas movie, like Home Alone 3. I'm just kidding, that movie sucks. But before I go, since I'm feeling the holiday spirit and whatnot, I just want to say thank you guys. I'm thankful to everybody that watches my videos and everybody who likes my videos and comments on my videos. You guys really do make a little poor boy like me feel special, so thank you. And also happy holidays. And if you don't celebrate any holidays around this time, happy December. And don't remember to like and subscribe if you want to legally be better than everybody else. And I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be in 2023. God help us.